like that. He's really a great musician. Now, in the later phases of Schoolhouse Rock, of course, I hope you know I didn't write all the songs.
Sure.
We have people like Lynn Ahrens, especially, and a couple by Dave Frischberg. And George has written some of his own.
Yeah, George wrote the 30th anniversary song as well, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
And he wrote, Energy Blues.
Right.
And Energy, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Jack sang that one.
Yeah, there you go.
He's really a great asset to the team, and of course we missed Tom Yohe, who died.
Yeah, well, tell me about him, Bob. Again, I know that when I watched the bonus parts of the DVD collection, that when people speak of him, it's very emotional. Tell me what he was like as a colleague to work with.
Just such a gentle, sweet person, and always helpful. And it was really he who, just started making the cartoon doodles that got us into television instead of the good thing about television is you reach so many more people.
Right.
If it had been a phonograph record, it'd have been a lot of fun, and I might have made a couple of dollars.
Right.
But the TV is just incredible how many people it reached during those years. It was on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And I owe all that to Yohe, and also he brought such life to the songs. I mean, I wasn't thinking of anything like a cartoon when I wrote Figure 8. I just thought it rhymes. Figure 8, if you learn to skate, you can do a Figure 8, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But he made magic out of it. And when he got to animating Elementary, My Dear, that was one of my most prosaic songs. I thought, well, I can have one where it's just multiplying by 2.
Right.
Elementary, My Dear. And it was nothing but sheer multiplication, counting and all that. But he said, I think I'll make it about Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Well, when he said that, I said, the song is a little short because now that we're on television, we have to be 3 minutes long. So I went home and wrote the verse, which I would never have written without Tom saying, I'm going to make it about Noah's Ark.
Right.
I wrote 40 days and 40 nights.
Right. Well, it must have been a great thrill to see your songs come to life in that way.
Yes, he really brought them to life.
Yeah. Well, Bob, I know that you continue to stay involved in Schoolhouse Rock. Tell me what's upcoming for you and for George and the other folks.
Well, somehow over the years passing by, we're now negotiating again with Disney. Of course, I don't handle any of the business parts.
Right.
Or George and his partners do that. But we're doing songs about, we call it Schoolhouse Rock, the next generation. It's about global warming, to put it in a few words.
There you go.
Global warming and the green scene, and trying to get kids active into what we've got to do to save this weather.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, Bob. Just another great use of the music medium. Bob, tell me, I know that you have, again, you brought in some colleagues to work on this project, but there's one, I guess, sort of special colleague when you talk about Dave Frischberg. I know you guys have composed a couple songs together and have recorded together and have also performed together. Tell me what your relationship is like with Dave and how you met him.
Oh yeah, well we're peers, and he came to New York, he moved to New York City, and he had a verbal introduction to me from one of our mutual jazz friends. Said, when you're in New York, look up Bob Dorough. And so we became immediate pals, and we used to get together and try to write pop songs, just for fun. And we never really got anywhere with that, which, since it wasn't really our métier, we wrote I'm Hip, and we used to listen to each other's songs, so it became a mutual admiration society. And after I got into Schoolhouse Rock, I got him to write a couple, and he really turned in some great ones in the fifth series, I guess.
Yeah, he had the Money Rocks, and he had the I'm Just a Bill, correct?
Yeah, well, that was the big one.
Right.
That was the one he broke through with, I'm Just a Bill, and it was incredible. That was for America Rock.
Right.
Also, I mentioned earlier that we did 2 songs that day. We went to L.A., George and me, and to record Jack Sheldon singing Junction,
right,
and I'm Just a Bill. And because it was Jack Sheldon, and Dave and I were both there, I think Dave played piano on those 2. Usually I was the piano player.
Right.
I let him play piano, and I just supervised in the booth and did some of the arranging.
Right.
We did I'm Just a Bill and Conjunction Junction in one day with Jack Sheldon playing trumpet and also singing both songs.
Yeah. Well, the great memories there, Bob, I tell you.
House to this day, me and Frisch, and we have done some two-piano concerts, but it's a little unwieldy because, you know, not many clubs can afford or have the room for two Steinway grands.
Yeah, and you got to decide who's on first, right?
That's it.
Well, Bob, just again, in wrapping it up, just tell me, you know, you touched on it a little bit, but just tell me the feeling when you see, again, the next generation, you see an elementary school perform these songs, or you hear children come up to you and tell you how much they love the music, or to sing the song, hum the tune with their parents. Just tell me what that feeling's like, knowing that this is going to be passed on to generations and generations.
Oh, it's just, you know, it's sheer love, and I get into it every time I go out. I meet someone, seems like.
Yeah.
And I just played the jazz festival that we have here in my neighborhood called Celebration of the Arts.
Right.
Delaware Water Gap, and you know, there I'm literally a hero. I mean, just so many young people buzzing around, and school teachers and kids that grew up on it, and they all just want to shake my hand or give me a hug or something.
Wow, that's a great feeling, Bob.
A lot of love.
Yeah, there sure is. Well, love from here too, Bob. I can sure tell you that. Me and my son both, and have really enjoyed the series. And again, I know there's a whole other conversation. I know you've played in your jazz career. I mentioned with Charlie Parker and Miles Davis in the early days. So it's a whole other conversation, maybe for a later day, Bob. But I just really wanted to thank you again for the series and for joining me today on the PotentialofMusic.com podcast.
All right, you're welcome, and it was great to be here.
Thank you, Bob. You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.